Okay, so in this reflection, the speaker talked about how only 3 things can happen naturally in an organization: friction, confusion, and underperformance. Everything else requires leadership. Leadership problems that happen are too little time, the people, and power, which is like getting in your own head. And an example he used was how there was an experiment or a study done, and some of the students or the people in the study were given a cookie, and the people who were in power left more crumbs than the people who were not. So that just, even in that 30 minutes that study was done, it shows that sometimes the power can get into people's head where they think, oh, I don't have to do that because I'm in charge. And then some quotes that he brought up by Marcus Aurelius. I just killed his last name. But some of the things he said were that happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. And so act victorious and use your time well and be cheerful. Then when you drop from life's tree, you'll drop like a ripe fruit. The speaker brought up how if we want to change leadership, like look at how they have done it in the past. And self-leadership is like the main topic of this video. So if you want to lead, invest at least 40% of the time in leading yourself, which was stated by the founder of Visa. The first step is self-awareness, which is checking your character traits. Like, sit back and think, like, how am I doing this? Be aware of how you're acting and stuff. And then the second one is self-reflection, thinking about your past and future challenges. One of the ways he brought up doing this was by like having a reflection journal and spending 5 minutes reflecting. And you can think about like how you handled things in the past, like reflect on that and reflect about how you can do it different for the future or how to anticipate what's going to happen. The third step was self-regulation, which we ask, how do we give the best leadership? Reframe and ask yourself. By reframing, you're asking yourself, how can I be the best me for the people who work for me and for me? So you can lead them to their fullest potential. People want to lead others, but why not start by leading yourself? That's how he ended this video. And I thought that kind of really stood out because everybody wants to be the manager or to lead other people or to be and lead themselves, like be in charge, like own your own company. But why not start by making yourself the best version and being aware of like what you're doing and what you're not doing? And that has to go with the question that he asked: who is the best leader you ever worked for? For me, the best leader that I have ever worked for is the boss that I'm currently working for at Close to Home Daycare, which is where I'm doing my internship at. I worked there over the summer as a teacher's assistant, and now I am half in the office as administrative assistant and now and half in the office as a teacher's assistant. The leader who works there is amazing because she lets you figure, like, she lets she doesn't micromanage. She lets everybody, like, make their own decisions, and if they have questions, they can go to her, and we're, like, not afraid to go to her. Like, I have asked her about a lot of stuff, but, like, I get to make a lot of decisions for my classroom by myself. And, the lesson from this video and thinking about that is I am now, like I said, doing an internship, and I am in the office as an administrative assistant, which means I am kind of a supervisor to some people there, because I'm in the office and I greet the parents, and if somebody has a question, they come to the office and they can ask me, and it's important for me to know, like, how do I want to be led? So that's how I should lead other people. I don't want to be screamed at. I don't want to be micromanaged. So I need to be able to do that for other people, which is kind of hard sometimes, especially for me because I'm a perfectionist. I think it's a good idea to reflect about, like, okay, today I was able to help them, but I might have been too controlling in this situation. How am I going to do better tomorrow? Or how am I going to give them the best leadership where they feel comfortable coming to me for anything? I think that this video was a good video to learn about all that stuff, because I obviously am a business major, so my concentrates are management and entrepreneurship, and I want to go into this. So knowing that it's important, like, before this video, I didn't think about how important it was to be able to lead yourself before you can lead somebody else. It's almost like the saying, love yourself before you can love somebody else. You have to be confident in your ability and make sure that you are able to give your everything to them. So I feel like this video was very informative, and I agree with I actually agree with, I think, all of the things that the speaker said. I agree that everything other than friction, confusion, and underperformance required leadership. I agree with some of the leadership problems, which are too little time and letting the power get into your head, because I feel like a lot of people do that. I feel like I have worked for managers in the past where the power gets into their head and they almost feel like they can slack. Or, for example, I worked at a restaurant, and the assistant manager who had recently been moved up to that position felt like he could sit in the office instead of helping when it's busy and making sure, helping get drinks or helping make sure that the salads are prepped. And when the leader isn't a very good leader, it can be stressful for all the employees that are working for him. And it's important to still hold yourself accountable for things when you're a leader, because sometimes it can be hard when you are in charge, because you might not have that person pushing you, and since you're the leader. But other than that, I think that this was a very good video, and I'm glad that we had to watch this, because I think that I learned a lot from it.